Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope you all are having a great day. I know I had a great weekend. I did get some snow Friday night, Saturday morning. I had to go into work for a little bit, but other than that, it's been a great day, a great weekend. I got the driveway all plowed and everything. So, see what we got in chat. We got Jim Bob. What's happening, brother? Tommy Powers, how you doing? Jim Bob and Tommy are talking about the weather down there. Hey, Daryl, how you doing, bud? Lisa Ann, hello, dear. Glad you could make it. So yeah. Hey, Wayne, how you doing, brother? Seen you pop in. So yeah, we had a pretty good weekend. So hope Lisa Ann, hope you're staying safe from all those wildfires out there in California. I don't think you're real close to them, but I know the smoke and everything can play havoc. So hope you're being safe, dear. Mudster, how you doing, brother? Thank you for stopping in. So yeah, we temperatures today actually got up like into the like 31 degrees. Woohoo! We're supposed to be at like 35 tomorrow. Let me look here. What's it say? Come on, bring it up. I just had it up a second ago. 33 tomorrow, then 16 on Tuesday, 21 on Wednesday, 29 on Thursday, 35 on Friday, 38 on Saturday. So then back down 26 next Sunday, 15 Monday, and 11 degrees Tuesday. So we're gonna get like one day of warm weather. So hey, Gleason News, how you doing, brother? Thank you for stopping in. Quick Wrench, how you doing? Yeah, too much ash in the air. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was figuring down. I know you're not close to them, but close enough to get the ash and the smoke and stuff. So yeah. I didn't really get a whole lot done this weekend. Like I said, I had to work Saturday morning. We had to do some snow removal at work. I come home, did a little bit out of the, little bit out in the shop. All 20 miles away, and the wind's kicked up. Yeah, but from what I'm seeing on them wildfires, 20 miles ain't nothing. And you're welcome, Tommy, for the wrench. No big deal, no problem, brother. You're in here all the time. I can trust you. So yeah. Like I said, I didn't get a whole lot done out in the shop. Did get a cooking video done today. Hope you guys are gonna like this one. I'm not gonna give any clues of what it is because it's something a little different, but something good as always. So, but yeah, we're gonna warm up a little bit, maybe get a little of this snow to melt off, and then right back down into the teens and lower. So, but that's no big deal. We deal with it. It is what it is. Just put on an extra layer. Yeah, most definitely there, Tommy. I feel I'm 100% agree with that one. I thought about doing another thing like we did for North Carolina, but we didn't. I mean, it didn't get as much of a response as what I thought it was. I'll just make a private donation. So probably the same like I did last time. Just whatever the channel makes for the month, just donate that. If it makes over $100, because it has to make over $100 for me to get anything. So, or yeah, to get a check. So, but anyways, on to some nicer, better news, I guess. I got the taillight replaced in my truck. Did that Friday night. couple screws, flip flop, the big deal, got it done. Uh, let's see. What's happening, man?
Howdy. $100. That's just one video, Ed. One cooking video.
Yeah.
On YouTube, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, my average videos make like, $3. So
That's why I quit even trying to mess with even trying to get there anymore. I don't.
it is what it is. I go with the flow. I don't edit or shoot video towards the ads or anything like that. I just I just edit them so that they're enjoyable to watch and watchable, and it gets what it gets. Trying to cut some stickers out now. Awesome. Pulling tractor's doing all right. I haven't worked on it in a couple weeks, but I plan on getting back on it tomorrow night after work. So, hi John, how you doing, bud?
Hey,
Thank you for stopping in.
Well, Ed's coming out with a new tractor. I mean, he got one of his smart cars with 40-inch rims on it, and he's gonna have it. He's gonna have it ready to go by pulling season.
Yeah, if you could have that bigger rims, that would be awesome. But the class I run, the largest tire we can run is a 26 12 by 12. Well, 26 by 12. You can have a bigger diameter rim if you can find a tire that's no bigger than 26 inches tall and 12 inches wide. But yeah, I've been checking on some parts and everything for the motor I want to put together. I gotta inventory stuff one more time. I think I'm down to just getting the pistons, and then I can start assembling. I don't know if I told you guys or not. I think I'm gonna hold off putting a governor back in Plan B. I'll see if I can get this other engine together, and then we'll just pull that Plan B's engine out and put the new one in it for right now. Hey Ken, how you doing, bud?
Hey Ken.
But and then work on building a transmission for a whole new frame and everything. So I just get the engine in different engine in Plan B, and then get it running, get it tuned good, and then we'll build the frame and stuff and drop that motor in it. Then we'll decide where we go with Plan B. Oh yeah, Tommy. That cold weather and paint. Cold weather doesn't go together. I tried that one year. I had a torpedo heater going in my shop when I painted my original red tractor, my little red tractor. That had the 39 cubic inch in it, the 20 horse, and the hood and the grill turned out great. The rear fenders got fish-eyed on them from the because I was running diesel fuel in the torpedo heater, and I wiped it down before I painted it, but it must have been spitting out a little bit in the air and been sitting just in the right spot, because once I laid the red paint down on it, there was little fish eyes all over it, and I had to let it dry and harden and then sand it and then shoot another coat on it, which absolutely sucked because it looked really, really good. And the second go around, I don't know if I didn't have the garage warm enough or what, but it didn't look as good. It kind of, I don't want to say it orange peeled, but it just didn't lay down as nice. So, but that'll be the last time I paint in the wintertime. course, I've never been one to like the fancy paint jobs and everything else. I'd rather put the money into the motor and the trans and everything else, and make it run good and pull good. And then, if it does all that for consistently, then we'll make it look good. You know, kind of a sleeper. You know. So, you surviving the cold down there, Daryl?
Barely. I am. I mean, all I want to do is lay around and sleep because you can't get out and do anything. So the heat when you got 10-degree wind chills, ain't no use me going down and trying to heat that 10 box I got down there. I mean,
oh yeah, I get that. We were in the single digits the one morning when I left for work for wind chills.
Yeah.
Yeah, the truck didn't warm up very well. I mean, it was warm, but it wasn't warm like it usually is. So, I'm reading the chat there. Mudster has a vinyl cutter. I looked into getting one of those and a sublimation printer. Um, I'm not very tech savvy. Heck, I have a hard time, just doing the editing for my videos, let alone anything else. So I'll stick to letting everybody else do that kind of stuff. I even looked into some like CAD software, the free stuff. I've got a couple friends that one has a plasma table, and then the other one's looking at getting one. And they told me, if I can draw the stuff out, and, adapt it to the software that their tables use, either I supply or buy the steel, and they'll cut the stuff out what I need out for me. So, but I looked at it and played with it for about an hour. Nah, it gives me a headache. That stuff's way smarter than me. So I'll stick to my CNC crayons and cardboard. Now I was looking at a Arc Droid, one of those little plasma cutting robot things. It's got a function on it that you can trace. So if I can draw it out, you can trace it out and do it that way.
Hey, Danson.
Hey, Danson, how you doing? Yeah, I don't remember what the software was, Mudster. It's a free software, but a lot of the plasma tables and stuff use it. So, like I said, I was playing with it a little bit. I guess it's like anything. If I would, just actually sit down and try to learn the software, Hey, Tommy or
Hey,
Thomas.
Yeah, you talking algebra to me anyway, Ed. So I mean,
well, if I knew somebody that had the software and had the time, that could sit down and show me. I'm a more visual learner, hands on. I don't do good with like trial and error and try in and stuff like that. Thomas got 6 inches of snow yesterday. I think we got about 2 or 3. But yeah, like I said, if somebody could like show me how to use it and everything, and I'm not talking like a webinar. I'm talking like sit down beside me and tell me hey click this, do this, show me a couple times, and I would probably be able to do it pretty well. But years ago, I did run a CNC router, but I didn't do any of the programming for it. There were programs that were sent to us on a hard drive or on a 3x5 or whatever those floppy disks were, and then we'd load it into the computer for that way, and then you could make small changes, cut angles, what side of the line it's cutting on, stuff like that. But to actually change the layout, stuff like that, you couldn't do that. So
it's just I can do it with a manual router a little bit, but I ain't gonna. It's anything like that. Anything by cutting by computer, I can't do it. I ain't even enthused about doing it. I guess I'm too old.
yeah, well, this thing was it was at the sign company I worked for, and we did a lot of inlay work, a lot of kind of tedious pattern cutting and stuff like that. And the thing wasn't small; it was like 10 feet wide and 20 foot long or something like that. It was a pretty big thing. But like I said, I had the basis of how the XYZ axes work and stuff like that. Or with like a plasma cutter, I guess you don't really have to.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. I guess you really don't have to worry about the depth, that much, because it's cutting clear through. But hey, Rail.
Hey, Rail.
We got a lot of Tommies and Thomases.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I got kind of. It would take some refreshing to get back to doing it, but I do remember, doing it and plotting it and stuff like that.
Ouch.
Ooh, yeah. I was plowing my driveway Saturday morning after I got off work. I got off work like at 9:30 or something like that, and of course, my plow tractor don't have brakes. I backed into a fence post. I mean, it was real slow. It wasn't like full speed or anything like that, but I kind of was like drifting back, and I wanted to back up just a little bit more. And I'm like, why is this thing spinning? Kind of heading downhill. Then I realized I was up against the post. So I'm like, that kind of tells me why.
If Thomas does that Thomas does that kind of stuff to himself, what in the world would he do to your ice cream?
I think he'd tear some ice cream up. So, as long as he doesn't have to take time off work, if you're gonna get hurt, you do it at work. You don't do it, in your spare time. You better blame it on work.
Yeah.
Hey, Mater, what's happening? So did you get some snow down there, Mater? I heard they were getting some snow in Texas. I don't know I didn't know if it come in your area or not. It's the tool giveaway guy. So what? Somebody asked what we had planned coming up this week. I'm going to work on monkey business. I think I'm going to throw at least one tire on it and measure out for wheelie bars, because for our rules, The contact point has to be 5 inches behind the back edge of the tire, and no more than 5 inches off the ground. So um, it takes a little bit of measuring and laying out. Um, um, I I think it plays on there, dancing. I don't know if it pauses. Um, I don't know. But
Yeah.
I was going to use. I was looking at buying a set of aluminum wheelie bars, like what I run on Plan B. Uh, but the price of them things have like went way up. So uh, I got some. I think it's like 3/8, close to maybe closer to a half-inch wide by like inch and a half tall uh, tubing. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can make a plug for the end of it to run a bolt through, and then uh, that way it doesn't collapse when you run the bolt up in tight. And then the only thing is it's used, and it actually come from like a department store. It was a like a sale rack or whatever, and it's silver. It looks like bare steel, but it's got some kind of lacquer on it, and it's a little bit to get the stuff off. Bathroom break. He had to go. He had to go step out onto the dock, as Cajun would say.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Ouch. Thomas, I believe I stay. I'm gonna stay. I'll holler at you across the store. I'm not gonna get too close to you. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say, man. It's starting to sound like it's more and more dangerous place to work.
Yeah. I mean, he usually has stacks of ice cream falling over on him, but
stacks of ice cream, broken jars. Now flying skids.
Yeah,
man. I thought about maybe when I retire getting a job in a grocery store, but no.
Sounds like he needs hazard pay.
Yeah, I'll say safer to stay where I'm at. At least I work by myself. I don't have to worry about other people.
Wow.
So, but I bought a ring light. It's like a 14-inch ring light, and in the description it says you could mount a camera in the center of it. I don't see any way to mount it. There's a thing that slides in at the bottom to hold your cell phone, which it's got 2 1/4-inch places you can put like a 1/4-inch screw in, but there's no stud like on the bottom of the camera. There's no place to mount a camera. So yeah, that kind of like defeats the purpose of having it. If you got to set a tripod up behind it or whatever. I tried it out a little bit. I do have like a monopod, so I took the monopod, mounted the camera to that, kind of strapped the monopod to the tripod for the ring light, and I mean it works, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having it. If I can't mount the camera in it.
It's got to be a selfie stick with a ring light, and also he can get the perfect lighting to go on everything. I mean, he's gonna be an Instagram star. Every time you sit down to eat, you got to take pictures, Ed.
Well, no, I got it more for in the kitchen because the lighting's not real good in the kitchen. My last couple of videos, the intros and outros were kind of dark, and that's why I bought it. And I mean, it puts off great light. You know, it's got like 10 different settings, but uh, but like I said, if I can't mount a camera in it, if I got to use 2 or 3 different tripods, it's almost useless to me. But I'll figure something out. I'm thinking about making the bottom where the piece slides in. It's kind of rectangle shape, but it's kind of tapered. I'm thinking about making a U shape that I can run a 1/4 inch bolt up through, like a thumb screw, or put a quick release mount in it on it. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It wasn't very expensive. It was like $22 or something like that with shipping. So it's not like I spent a couple $100 on the dang thing. But I needed to do something to get a little more light there in the kitchen. So, but it is what it is. I did look at lighting for in the garage. I just don't like. They say how many lumens, but lumens don't do me any good. I need to know how bright it is, so I know if it's something I can sit back out of the way and just like alternative light, or because I've got like an LED, couple LED lights. The thing I don't like about those is it makes everything white. It almost washes stuff out. They're not, I want something that has more true color to it. So, but I don't know. We'll work on it. I was working with a company. They emailed me wanting to do a collaboration thing for some shop lights. Like I think they call them UFO lights. And yeah, I emailed back and forth 2 or 3 times. Told them what I was looking for. They're like, yeah, we can do that, no big deal. And told them, like I said, how many I needed. Told them the size of the garage, what I wanted, what they recommended. Gave them the height of the ceilings and that kind of stuff. And then I sent them a shipping address and everything, and nothing. No return emails, no nothing. They didn't ship anything out, so I don't know. And they're a pretty decent named company, so I don't know. Maybe they looked at my stats and decided that I wasn't a big enough channel. It's the harness department. Oh,
They are. From what I've noticed, that they are going more back to the round lights now instead of the long lights, and even for garages nowadays. Because I was looking at some of the stuff the other day for something or other, and they kind of like string lights, but it's like round pot lights.
Well, these were like 8 inches across, and you could hang them from like a cable, or you could flush mount them in the ceiling. They've got like spring clamp things. You cut a hole, you put the light up in, and the spring clamps flip out. So they only hang down like 3/4 of an inch from the ceiling that way. Kind of like the old can lights, spotlights type deal.
Yeah.
And they had different sizes. I mean, they had ones that went clear up to like, 18 inches across. But they, when I was talking with the guy or working with the guy, he said probably the 8-inch ones set. I think he said 8 feet apart would make a nice overlapping cone, and give me plenty of light. And yeah, but yeah, they. I mean, I emailed them a couple more times and asked them, hey, are we still good to go, or should I be looking for these things? And nothing. So I'm like, whatever, I'll find something. I actually looked at a different brand, a cheaper brand, because those ones were, well, for I think it was 8 lights they were going to send me. I think it was going to be like $350 or something like that worth of lights. I found other ones on the Jungle website that were the same lumage, same size, same kind of setup, and I could get 8 of them for like $125. So, I just I never pulled the trigger to buy them. I just, I don't know. We'll figure something out. I mean, there's only like one spot that's really bad in my shop, and that's up by the garage door because I don't have any light fixtures. Because usually in the summertime the garage door is up, so it wouldn't do any lighting there. But in the wintertime when the garage door is down, probably put those on a separate switch so that I can just turn those ones on and off as I needed them, and then the other ones would all come on with the same 2 switches I have now. So, and I've got talking about shop stuff. I've got all the parts I need to do the upgrade to the used oil burner. So I'm going to work on playing our monkey business first, and then I'll work on monkey business this weekend, and next weekend I'll do the upgrade. Hopefully, do the upgrade to the used oil burner and get it going. But I did have something weird happen though. Monday when I got home from work, the propane furnace, I'd used it all weekend. I used it probably 12, 14 hours, something like that over the weekend. I was out there both Saturday and Sunday for a while. And heck, I even used it, the week before when we were on break and stuff a lot. And never had a problem. Monday I come home from work, turned it on, and started going about my business, and realized it wasn't getting warm in there. So I turned around and looked. The fan's going. Both the exhaust, the fan that pulls for the exhaust and the fan that blows the heat out, they're both going, but it's not firing. So I shut it off, shut the propane tank off, everything, kind of reset everything, turned it on again, watched it. The igniter's going, blowing, no flame. And it went into a safety shutdown type deal. So I worked on it. Finally, it was cold, so I grabbed my torpedo heater, got it out, fired it up, got it kind of halfway warm in there to be able to work. And I worked on it for probably an hour and a half. Would not fire. So Tuesday, I went to work, talked with the HVAC guy there, one of them, and was telling him what it was doing. He said, well, you might have your regulator might be froze off. Crack the line at the furnace, see if you're getting gas there. Oh, okay, no problem. So Tuesday I went home from work, turned the torpedo heater on right away when I got home. Went in the house for about a half an hour to let it kind of warm up because Monday night my feet hurt so bad from being cold it wasn't even funny. So went back out to the garage after about a half an hour. It was about 60 degrees, workable. Got the ladder out, started working on the furnace. Checked to make sure I had gas coming out. Yep, got gas coming out. Tightened it all back up. looked over a couple other things he told me to look at, and got down, turned the tank back on it. I tested it, gas, shut it off, shut the tank back off, went it back up, checked some other stuff, make sure I was getting power and, all kinds of other stuff. And then went down, turned the tank on, set the thermostat, flicked the switch on the side of the furnace, fired right up. Don't know what it was. I talked to the HVAC guy Wednesday at work, and he said what it might have happened was, since I had used it so much Saturday and Sunday, and it was pretty warm in there, the gas valve in the furnace itself may have had a little bit of crystallized ice in it.
Yeah,
a little bit of, and he said those things are not strong enough to break it loose. He said, with you messing with it Monday and then turning the torpedo heater on and getting it up above freezing, because it was pretty dang cold outside Sunday night and Monday night. He said that it might have been just enough to get it to break loose, and it worked. I said, well, cool. I said, now I know what to do next time. I said, if it ever does it again, just shut it off, turn the torpedo heater on or the other heater on. And he said, you can even put a little space heater up there, and blow on it just, for 15, 20 minutes just to warm it up just enough. He said it should fire. He said, because they usually either work or don't work. He said,
well, I mean, if you run a propane tank for very long to start with, it did frost over the outside, so it could very well possibly be.
Yeah.
Because I bought it, went down there and bought them 80,000 BTU little round heaters that sit in the middle of the floor, and a 100-pound bottle. But they said that thing on a 100-pound bottle, but would go in about 36. It would burn for about 36 hours, and that having to fill that 100-pound bottle up every 36 hours, about every other week. So I mean, I've been staying in the house with warm. I ain't went out there.
Yeah, well, I got those. I think the new place I got that fills my bottles now, it says it's a 70-pound bottle. And I know the last time when I was on break, I went and got 2 of them filled. He suggested that the next time I empty one, take it and get an empty weight on it somewhere. He don't have a scales that he feels comfortable with, giving me a tare weight, an empty weight. He said, just go to welding supply store. They can do them there. And then that way he knows exactly how much he's putting in them, so he knows what to charge me properly. But heck, it's to get those bottles filled, it's only $35, and I can run. Well, I ran about a week and a half, 6 to 8 hours a day out there. I was out there, out of the 2 weeks I was on break, I was probably out there 12 days, at least 6 hours a day. So,
I mean, I know I didn't get the cheapest deal on the propane, because I mean I bought the heater, the tank, and all at Tractor Supply. So and the propane itself. So the propane, I think, is probably about the highest price buying the propane in town. So I mean, it was $75 just to fill the tank up first time out. So hello, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Wearing the shovel out. You don't wore them nurses out, and they done sent you home, or you finally get parole papers, or what?
Yeah, he was home last week when he was up on the live.
That's right, it was, wasn't it?
So hey, Renegade, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in. But see, the last place I was getting them filled which is who I deal with from work for my propane tanks for my tow motor and stuff, they were charging me $45, which that's what they charge for a 60-pound tank. And I don't think they were putting 60 pounds in it, but this new guy, I know he's putting at least 65 to 70 pounds in them, because they're a whole lot heavier whenever I leave there than when I was leaving the other place, and he's only charging me $35. So
I got 100-pound bottle there, Jeff.
well, see, I talked to that place because they do home delivery too. Not the place I'm using now, the other place. And they said the smallest tank they have is a 250-gallon tank. So, and it's a vertical tank.
Yeah.
So I could get that, but I have to have it filled 3 times a year, or that gives me free lease on it. Or if I don't have it filled 3 times a year, it'll cost me $350.
That's why I went and bought my bottles. I wouldn't. My chances of using that much propane is, I mean, because we got a total electric house, so I mean, I ain't gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go put propane in here and make the daggum insurance go up and everything else just for.
Well, I would have to have my bottles filled 10 times, and I know last winter, and it was fairly warm. I mean, but it was still cold. I mean, I still ran the furnace, still set at the same temperature. I know I only had them things filled like 4 times or maybe 5. So I'm like, no, that's not worth it. Now that place said they will, if I have my own tanks, 100-pound tanks, and has to be 2 of them. They will come fill those and just charge me whatever it costs to fill them. But yeah, I looked at I looked at what their rate was to fill a 100-pound bottle. Yeah, it's still cheaper for me to just get my portable bottles filled.
Yeah.
So we'll probably stick with that until sometime whenever I decide to trench from the house to the garage and actually put a natural gas line in and convert the furnace back over to natural gas and just run natural gas.
Yeah.
I figure I can't.
You got a natural gas hook up to your house and all that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got natural gas for my furnace.
Oh, okay.
Electric water heater, electric stove, but I do have natural gas for the furnace. So, and yeah, Jeff, I got the waste oil heater, and that's the other thing too. Is once I get it remodified again, it'll start working a whole lot better, and I won't use as much propane. Jeff, I would love to have a wood burner or a coal burner. My insurance will not cover it. Well, they'll cover it, but I have to pay a whole lot more money to get an extra rider on my home insurance, house and homeowners insurance. So,
and the thing about that wood stove down there, it takes so long to get the shop warmed up. I mean, I go down there, I would take 2 or 3 hours of messing with the stove before you get the shop warm enough to actually do anything. So I'll just take my torpedo heater, run it for about 30, 45 minutes, and it'll knock the chill off, and then that propane heat, cut that out, a kerosene heater off, and turn it over to my propane, and that'll hold the temperature. That'll hold the temperature about 50, 60 degrees. I had it. I run it for a couple hours out there the other day after I bought it, and I had it on a low setting, and it held it it was holding at about 60 degrees in there.
Well, I had wood in my garage for 8 years, 9 years, until the insurance company found out that I had a wood burner and told me I had to take it out. Um, and most of the time, uh, I was burning pallet wood. We got so many pallets and everything at work, and a buddy of mine had access to hardwood pallets, and I would cut that, and that's what I was burning. So I just take a sawzall. Like when I went to my buddy's to get his stuff, I just take a cordless sawzall and cut, throw it on the trailer, and I get a whole truckload. And it nice stuff about that is it wasn't real big pieces, so I could regulate how long it's going to burn. If I'm only planning on being out here another hour, I knew how much to throw in, and it always put off really good heat. So,
well, the wood burner I got, it's kind of like made for a basement. It's got the heat, the pipe with the blower blows the air up, so it don't really do a whole lot about blowing out. I believe if I had so in other words, I really got the wrong kind of wood heater in my shop, but
well, a buddy of mine has one like that, and he put ductwork on his, so it it's got like a regular house fan and stuff on it.
Yeah.
He has like one that comes out right at the stove, and then one that goes up and then goes across the one side of his shop and blows out there. The other one kind of cuts across and blows out the other side, and it actually does a really good job of heating the shop up. Well, I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well, Renegade.
No.
I assume that's why you didn't do a live stream Saturday night.
No.
So, but yeah, I would go back. I would go back to a. Actually, I would go and do a pellet stove. My brother's got a pellet stove in his basement he doesn't use anymore. But I can't even have that. Hey, Cajun, how you doing, bud?
Oh, well, pretty good. And you, how you doing, Ed? And Daryl, how you doing?
Pretty good. You building snowmen down there?
No, we didn't get that much snow. I think we have a few flakes flying last week. About 4 days ago, early in the morning, but
yeah,
wasn't nothing. Hey, Miss Lisa, Jim Bob, Renegade. Let's see who else is in here. Everybody in chat, how y'all are? Quick range.
But yeah, I would get that pellet stove for my brother. I mean, it needs a little bit of work, but it heated his whole house for years. I would get that to put out in my garage if I could have it.
Yeah.
Hey, Rail. Dancing.
But
Tommy.
I'm not going to pay the extra that the insurance company wants just to heat my garage. Not when I can, have a propane or a used oil burner.
That don't really make no sense, though, Ed.
I know.
But look at all them people out in California. Their houses burned down and they lost their daggone fire insurance 3-4 months ago, 6 months ago, or whatever.
Yep.
Wow.
And they ain't been able to get it back. I mean,
why did they lose their fire insurance 3 or 4 months ago?
Because they said State Farm and whatever, they decided that it was too big of a risk with the fire.
Oh, so the insurance companies pulled out like they did in Louisiana because of the hurricanes. Okay, got it.
Yeah, they pulled out, and when
Thomas,
they pulled out, and now they ain't got no fire insurance on none of that stuff.
I'll tell you, man,
that
insurance companies is fine and dandy to them, to collect the money from the people. The payments, yearly payments, monthly, with it, quarterly, however you do it. But they don't want to pay out. They make every excuse in the book not to pay you.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
no,
you can
that
have
just ain't right. Then they pull out and they ain't got no insurance. Well, to be an insurance company, you have to pay out. You know, it's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. You have to pay out. That's why you there. You're not there just to soak up the money and not pay out. You know, I
Right.
mean,
that's
man.
the way. That's just the way that they operate anymore. You can have insurance and not, for 20 daggum years and not have the first claim. Then all of a sudden you have one little small claim, and they
Jerk it
can't
out.
they snatch it out from underneath you. Then I mean,
Yeah, makes me want to do this and then come forward.
yeah,
Johnny, same thing with him. Man, he paid for 25 years, you know, medical insurance or health, you know, hospital stuff. And they said, we no longer going to do this. This was, I don't know, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. We no longer going to be covering your area, you know. Then he's like, what? I've been paying this long and y'all going to crap out on me now? You know, how about some of my money back that I've been putting in for the last 25 years? Oh, no, no, we don't do that.
No.
yeah.
So you're looking for natural gas to your house or what? Ed?
No, I've got natural gas in the house now. I got a gas furnace. I was going to I've got most everything except for the risers to put natural gas out into the shop. But when I checked on it, just to buy the risers that hook onto the plastic pipe that goes under the ground, because they got to be something special. It was going to be like $150 just to buy those two little pipes that come up out of the ground. Wow. So that's when I decided I'm just going to switch my furnace over to propane, the one I got. And started doing that. Well, then I was talking to the HVAC guys at work, and they're like, "Oh, hell, we can get those things for you for like $60 for the pair." Well, I'd already converted the furnace over and everything else. So I might. I got a buddy that's got one of those Harbor Freight little backhoe things. I might have him come up and trench me a line in, and get the gas line ran out, out to the shop, and then convert it back over to natural gas. But I mean, if I get the used oil burner burning right and burning good, so there's really no reason to change it over, because I won't be using the propane that much. Mudster said the Quinn torque wrench from Harbor Freight's pretty good. I was looking at those Mudster. Of course, I've already got. I've got a few torque wrenches, so.
Then the next year, hurricane comes.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
The only thing I got for torque wrench is the German type. What did you say? It was good and tight.
Good and
That's
tight.
the only way I know. That's all I know about torque wrenches.
Ooh, Renegade, that sucks.
Yeah, big time. You can imagine since 1964, that's going on 61 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I know I was born in 64. If they would have there's this couple from Florida, but if your father-in-law, if they would have put that money in a savings account every month instead of paying insurance for 60 years, you know how big and fat that bank account would be right now?
Uh-huh.
They could have paid for a roof, $20,000, $30,000 for a new roof, the first time, and then still have a lot of money left over. A lot.
Yeah, but the mortgage companies are the ones that force you to have insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. If that's the case, but if it's the case where you own the house, like this couple from Florida, they owned their house and they didn't buy insurance. They took a chance now. Okay, they
Yeah.
took a chance by just putting money in the bank every month or every quarterly or yearly. They did that, put that in the bank account, and they added a little interest to go with it, which the insurance companies don't give you that. And they didn't have no damage, no whatever for 20 years, and then they had a little, like a roof claim. Then they claimed it on themselves. They paid, I think it was 15 grand. Still had a lot of money left, but they owned the house, so they didn't have a mortgage company telling them that they were forced.
Right. Right.
Well, it's
Yeah,
the
my-
same way. It's the daggum car insurance has gone friggin' ape crazy up here.
I know, man. $85 a month for me and Missy.
I'm paying
Just
about-
liability for that little car sitting
paying-
there doing nothing. Oh, I'm going to town tomorrow and turn in the plate, because we didn't cancel the insurance on that. And I ain't paying $85 a month no more. Just car sitting there. We've been paying that for a whole year. It's a year this month we've been paying insurance and not having a vehicle.
Well, I got
Over $1,000 so far we paid out and no
it's
vehicle.
doggone like $150 a month for that. I got half full coverage on that truck because it's financed.
Okay.
Well,
But
my auto insurance for my red Dodge and my burgundy Chevy was like $80 a month, something like that, for both of them. When I insured my little Dakota, it's $75 a month just for that truck.
and I ain't.
And that's just liability. That's not even full coverage.
Dang. Yeah, mine 85, just liability. And no wrecks, no accidents, no nothing.
Nope. And it was and the thing about it is I went looking, I got the oil it's been a year since I got the oil changed in that pickup truck out there, and I still ain't got to the miles that is due for the oil change.
Yeah. Well, it's either 3,000 or 90 days. Certain people do 90 days or, 4 months, 5 months.
I think it's I think they, since I'm usually running synthetic in that truck out there, it was done by the dealership, and they put, I think, like 5,000 miles to do the oil change on them.
Yeah, something like that.
6,000. I ain't even drove it 5,000 miles this year. So
insurance on my truck in court, $360 a month. Wow. Yeah, but y'all got expensive vehicles though, and that's collision and comprehensive and all that. Y'all can break a tail light lens and they'll cover that.
No,
I was reading Danson's.
It all depends on occasion. You got to remember what the deductible is. I got $500 deductible out here.
Yeah, but I was just being facetious on that. They would cover it though. Anything they got, it would cover it.
Yeah, I was reading Danson's thing there about people going around with the roofs. When I had that that storm damage on my house, the contractors, oh yeah, we'll get the roof replaced. My insurance company forced them to just replace the shingles that were bad, because the shingles that are on my house were still available at the time. They quit making them, but there were still ones available in my area. Now, probably like this spring or summer or whatever, if I were to get some more roof damage that needed shingles replaced, they'd have to do the whole entire roof because those shingles are no longer available. So maybe if we have some storm damage or something, I can get a new roof on my house this summer.
Hey, when Katrina hit, it hit most, Mississippi and Alabama, a lot of parts of Alabama, because of it was on the dirty side of the eye. The eye never went into the state of Louisiana all the way. It just skirted it and went up in Mississippi. The thing was about it, okay, like you got hurricane damage, a lot of roofs, shingles on. Mm-hmm. The twist on that Katrina, it destroyed a shingle plant in Alabama, right around the Mobile area. It messed up where they make asphalt shingles, 3-tab shingles, architect shingles, all that. It messed up that factory. Yeah. So people were shingles went up tenfold.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up at Tuscaloosa up there at the shingle factory, but I ain't never picked up down at Mobile.
Dancing, I really don't care if my neighbor's insurance goes up because there's only one of them I really like, and you know, so the rest of them can go pound sand.
Pound sand, yeah,
I
kick
mean,
rock.
not that they've actually done anything to me. Just the few of them that I have talked to, yeah, you just stay over on your side of the fence and I'll stay on my side.
Yep.
When something goes wrong. So, all right, y'all. It's been an hour. I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a great week. Hope you stay warm. Hope you don't have any storm damage or snow damage, and hope everybody gets back to their normal routines. So appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Adios.
And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later. Pluto.
Pluto.